Battle through the semifinals. They've had a day off to think about it and change gears, but good semifinal games here to get to the championship matchup.
Well, this is the dream matchup. This is the one everybody wanted to see. You've got 1 versus 2 here. You've got Hollywood Christian coming off a win over Bayshore Christian, 71-60. Got a big game out of Rod Say. Malone, the traditional team here in the Final Four. Kevin Horn leading them over Eatonville Wymore Tech, 65-46. Now, for these two teams, Larry, you know, big-time Malone tradition.
Oh, Malone has got the great tradition. You talk about tradition in Florida high school basketball. 2 schools you have to discuss right away. Miami Senior High, we'll see them in the 4A championship. And Malone, up in the Panhandle, they have won 8 state titles. They're used to being in this situation. They won title number 8 on this floor 2 years ago.
1991, John Ellerby wins the state title. He knows what this is like. He's got some veterans from that state championship team. So they're the team tonight that figures to be a little more poised.
Now for Hollywood Christian, a totally different situation. They come in last year in the semifinals against Tallahassee, Florida A&M High School, and they got blown out in the second half. So they have something to prove. They've made it to the final. Can they go the next step?
They've taken the step that they wanted to get to the final. Whether or not they're satisfied with that, and now they see Malone's tradition, they're the ones that are going to have to prove that they belong here tonight.
Hollywood Christian and Malone will be back with the starting lineups after this timeout on Sports Channel. State capital for the Florida Class 1A state championship game. Hollywood Christian with a record of 30-3 against Malone at 31-4. In the backcourt for Hollywood Christian, Tony Smith, a 5'10 senior. He averages 8 assists a ball game for Malone. Tracy Benton, he's also a senior and also about 8 assists per ball game. At the other guard spot, Sanjay Lee, a 6'2 senior, real key player, averaging 22. Against Rodney Jackson, 16 points a game for Malone. He had 5 assists in the semis. At 1 forward, Rod Say kind of broke out of a bit of a slump with 22 points and 11 boards in the semifinal. Jason Elmore for Malone, a good athlete, but one of their better defensive players. At the other forward is Marcus Wright. He's a 6'2 senior, averaging 19 points a game. Otha Saffold, 14 points per ball game for Malone. And at center, Harry Kennedy, he's 6'5", averaging 14 a game. Kevin Horn, the best player for Malone, 20 points, 7 rebounds a game. He also is a very strong defensive player and will block 2 or 3 shots every time out. Ken Cannon, in his 4th year at Hollywood Christian School, has a record of 101 wins and only 19 defeats. And on the other side, John Ellerby, in his 7th year at the tradition-rich Malone program. He's looking for his 2nd state championship in the past 3 years. 165 career wins for John Ellerby. We'll be back to tip it up. Hollywood Christian and Malone next on Sports Channel. Well, the 1A state championship is on the line. Hollywood Christian and Malone as they get set to go at it. Let's take a look at the officials for today's game. Bill Koenig, Steve Taylor, and Paul Urchin. Left to right, they'll be calling it here in Tallahassee. This is the 3rd year of a 3-year contract to have the state championship games in the state capitol, and that deal will go on for 2 more years under a new term. So we will be back here for the next 2 marches, bringing you exciting high school basketball action. And we also want to welcome those of you tuned in outside the state of Florida on Sports Channel America. Welcome to the high school championships from the state capital of Tallahassee. Opening tip controlled by Hollywood Christian. They look for a 3-pointer, won't fall. Rebound fought for, and coming away with it is Kevin Horn from Malone. There's a designated 3-point shooter from his favorite spot. Tracy Benton in the semifinals. When they're on offense, he'll stand right there. He doesn't move. He makes no pretense about his role. And he opened up the game with a 3. Baseline 3-pointer, too strong. Malone grabs the rebound. The fear when you play Malone in this setting is that they get off to a great start. Because they are not going to be anxious about being in the state finals. They expect it. Almost a birthright in their town. Here's a jump shot from Marcus Wright. He has 2, and we have an early 3-2 score. Nice bounce pass inside. Kevin Horn lays it in, but give Jason Elmore most of the credit.
Handled the pressure very well. They set up, found the open man, went right to the hoop.
There you see some of that poise and patience that we talked about in the open that comes with having been a champion and the expectation of being in this situation. Toss inside, turnaround jumper, way too strong. Rebound on the floor, and Malone comes away with it. So Malone up 5-2 with the basketball as they look to attack offensively. Elmore fakes, moves in closer, cross court to Benton, who's wide open. He's 2 for 2. Tracy Benton has 6.
Sweet shot. Talk about being confident. Stands in that spot and believes it's going to go in every time.
He made 3 3-pointers in the semi. Driving in, collision, no call. Rebound fought for, and a foul. Who gets it? The foul will be on Rod Say of Hollywood Christian, but Tracy Benton has established himself early on.
Waves for the ball, gets to his spot. Bring it over, he says. Bring it over, I'm here. And it's gone again. Finds the spot, waits for the opening, and he's on that wing every time, and they better keep track of him at all times.
Foul from behind by Harry Kennedy is Kevin Horn. Horn will go to the line. Kennedy with his first personal.
Foul is on number 10, Harry.
Talked about in the opening, Hollywood Christian having to prove they belong here in the title game. Probably a little more nervous. They made it last year in the semis. They got a taste of it, but this is a little different now. Now it's one game and the season.
And they had a mixed flavor from that test. The first half was dead even with FAMU. Then they got blown out by about 30 in the second half. They are a quicker team this year. Ken Cannon feels they're a little better capable of handling the type of pressure and trapping defense that Malone will go with because of the fact that they are a quicker team than the team he brought here a year ago. Hollywood attacks. Baseline jumper is there for Marcus Wright. He has all 4 for Hollywood Christian, which trails by 6. There's Elmore from the left baseline, won't go. Rebound knocked out of bounds off Marcus Wright, and it'll go to Malone. Three-pointer off the wing is good for Rodney Jackson. That's 3 3-pointers already for Malone. We haven't even played 3 minutes yet. Say with the short bank shot, but you can't trade 2s for 3s for very long.
And that's the first basket we've seen from either team in that close. Everything's been on the perimeter so far.
Benton guarded. When he's guarded, he will not take the shot. Nice block from behind by Rod Say. Hollywood Christian looks to run. They've got 2-on-2. Knocked away and stolen by Malone. Jackson on the wing is fouled by Kennedy, and Harry Kennedy has 2 early fouls for Hollywood Christian. Tried to put the brakes on, but the rest of his body didn't get the message his feet were trying to deliver.
Once again, you see Malone, the patience, set up on the offense, doing just what they want to do, not throwing the ball away, getting organized.
And as Kennedy takes the bench with 2 personal fouls, we'll take time out with 4:39 to go. Opening quarter, and it's Malone up by 7. The broadcast rights to today's telecast have been granted to Sports Channel Florida by the Florida High School Activities Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Channel Florida is prohibited. Along with Dave Sturt, I'm Larry Vitale, courtside at the Leon County Civic Center in Tallahassee, where the 3-point shooting of Malone has them off to an early lead over Hollywood Christian. 3 threes for 9 points, 2 of them by Tracy Benton, the 3rd by Rodney Jackson.
And Benton, actually, percentage-wise, is not even one of the 3 best 3-point shooters. They got 3 guys who hit 40% or better during the year.
Fight for the offensive board. Jackson gets it. Nice in, makes the shot. Rodney Jackson's only 5'11", but that kid will go to the offensive boards. Averages 5 rebounds a game. A little double team at the top, and they back off. Say fake once, fooled himself, and walked.
had the shot he needed at 10 feet and shouldn't have tried to go any further with it.
Malone by 9 with the ball here in the first 4 minutes. Kind of a late foul, but an accurate foul call there by Tony Smith. That's one that you'll see sometimes that people say, oh, it's late and he was affected by the crowd. I think that's one where you see an official, he's going to let it go unless it affects the possession, as he should. It wasn't a flagrant foul, but if you can't ignore it and let Malone lose a possession, so the foul was called on Tony Smith. Loose ball, kicked out of bounds. No, they're giving it to Hollywood Christian. I think that's a break. It went off the foot of one of their players, but
Sanjay Lee made a nice play to break in on the pass, but it did look like it bounced off his foot out of bounds.
Maybe it hit before it hit his foot. Possible. Top of the key three-pointer off to the left. Offensive rebound by Say, and he puts it back in. Rod Say has 4 points. He's a 6'4 junior.
Even though Say got the foul up there, Malone did have good position under the boards to keep him out. The ball just bounced out a little far.
Trying to run the fast break. Right baseline jumper, no good. Rebound comes back to Sanjay Lee, and he puts it in. So Hollywood Christian putting a couple of baskets together. It's a 5-point game.
And they like the up-tempo game. They score 85, 86 a game, just like Malone does. So they want to run the ball up the court.
Otha Saffold misses the three. Offensive rebound. There it is from Mr. Jackson.
So the last 4 field goals we've seen from the two teams have all been off of offensive rebounds right now. The blocking out maybe not as good as it should be at this point.
17-10 our score. Little bump top of the key. Spinning drive. No good. Foul on the rebound. And that'll go against Alex Tatum. 6'5 junior. He's the guy who checked in when Kennedy checked out with 2 fouls. So the big guys have combined for 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game.
And we'll keep an eye on Tatum inside because he's actually the second leading rebounder for Hollywood Christian, even though he is a player off the bench.
Had 9 rebounds in their semifinal win over Bayshore Christian from Tampa. And right in the eye, Sanjay Lee trying to put the pressure on the top of the key, and he just poked Jason Elmore.
Sanjay Lee. His
First foul on Lee. And that is 6 team fouls on Hollywood Christian, and Malone has yet to be called for one.
Yeah, very early fouls. Usually a sign that they're not moving their feet. They're reaching out, slapping at the ball. Of course, Kennedy's 2 early fouls. He just got out of position on them both. Which, of course, this early in the game, putting Malone in the bonus for the rest of the half.
Can be risky. A pretty good free throw shooting club. And Benton too deep on that right sideline. Stepped on the end line. Really was not that tightly pressured. Careless turnover by Malone. They've turned it over 3 times. 17-10, 2:22 now to go in the quarter. Inside, shot's good, and it'll count. Foul will be on Elmore, and going to the line for the 3-point play, Rod Say.
Very nice work inside. We'll see the entry pass here. Draws the defender. Tony Smith gets it down to Say, and right there. A little late on the defense, a little late getting there, but very nice pass by Tony Smith.
Say can't get it. Rebound by Kevin Horn. Saffold, 3-pointer, no good, but he'll get to shoot 3. Way away from the basket. Alex Tatum picks up his 2nd personal foul. 3 shots at the line for Otha Saffold.
He's set up there. Tatum gets there late, thinks he's going to get some ball, doesn't quite get it, and he gets a lot of Saffold, although Saffold took a nice little fall on his own. That's all he needs to do to get the 3 free throws, though.
That's what it takes. You take a seat on your wallet and move on up to the line. Saffold just under 70% at the line on the year. And he gets that one to roll in. Malone 31-4 on the season. 2 down, 1 to go. Losses to Mariana, Norland, Rutherford, and Godby. All larger schools. Godby, traditional power here in the Tallahassee area. Team most expected to be here in the Final Four. No surprise that they're not. Driving in, that'll be, let's see, what is it going to be? It's a block. A late call on the block. And that will send Hollywood Christian to the line as the foul goes against Tracy Benton.
Looks like he might have gotten there. I think Benton is the one they're calling the foul on, though, because he reached his hand in.
First on Benton and 2 free throws for Tony Smith.
Kevin Horn got there in great shape, but Benton had to reach in there and didn't really need to, it looked like.
Smith misses the first one. Hollywood Christian 0 for 2 at the line. Malone's made 4 out of 5. Now 0 for 3, but Say gets the offensive rebound, and Jackson takes it right away from him. Malone doesn't have the numbers. They don't care. Attacking and scoring, Rodney Jackson. He's got 9 points already in this game to go with 6 rebounds. Inside for an easy basket, Zanjay Lee. Malone's lead is 7. Inside, good fake. Missing the layup is Horn. Say, fouled by Horn, will get 2.
Kevin Horn a little frustrated after missing the layup, got hit in the mouth. Ref didn't see it afterward. By the time he got down court, Say has been moving down court and getting inside and setting up very quickly. Also doing a good job on the offensive board so far.
Rod Say has 6 points. He's 0 for 1 at the line. Finally, Hollywood Christian makes a free throw. Collective 1 for 4 at the charity strength. Chris Davis will check in for Malone. 5'10" junior, averages 7 a game. And Benton will get a break. Say has 8. And Malone's lead is down to 5 as we near the 1-minute mark to go in the quarter. 105. Horn, a little off balance, missed it, knocked out of bounds by Christian, however, as Artis Felder, now in the lineup, could not control the rebound for Hollywood. Ball knocked loose, Jackson can't get it back. There's Zanjay Lee laying it in. 21-18, now the score. Malone has seen its lead drop down to 3.
Hollywood Christian settled in now. A little nervous those first 2 or 3 minutes, but they played very well closing out the first quarter here, and now they're in a position to actually get within a point. Maybe take the lead or tie.
Say saved the ball. Pump once, jumper, no. Rebound, Felder traveled with it. Artis Felder got his feet kind of tangled up with Saffold as well as Jackson. No foul was called, the travel was, and let's see if Malone holds for a shot with 25 left in the quarter. Boy, Jackson is very careless with the dribble when he's guard. He's got a guy guarding him, and he's still handling it as if the guy can't possibly pick his pocket. Into the corner, three-pointer, not there. Offensive rebound, no. Another rebound, another miss for Malone, and that will be the end of the first quarter of the 1A championship game. Malone misses 3 shots in the final 10 seconds, and they take a 3-point lead at the end of the quarter. We'll return to Tallahassee after this timeout on Sports. Getting set for the start of the second quarter. Malone got off to a great start, but Hollywood Christian, much better team in the last 3 minutes of that first quarter.
settled down a little bit, started setting up the offense. Say did some good work inside, and Malone got a little careless with the ball. Rodney Jackson did a great job penetrating, also scoring on a three, but then he gave the ball away a couple times too.
Malone has the ball first to start the second quarter. There's one thing Malone may lack, it's that truly outstanding ball handler. Jackson takes on that role a lot of the time. But as we saw late in the first quarter, lost it. Saffold, top of the key. He hasn't gotten on track. Knocked away and stolen again by Rod Say. Say is fouled from behind. Let's see if they count the continuation. Yes. They're giving them the basket as well.
Good, tough defense. You saw him really belly up man-to-man, and Say stepped right in. Makes the steal from Kevin Horn there. Horn didn't step to the ball, and Say takes it down, and Kevin Horn, big mistake here because he wasn't going to stop Rod Say.
Say at the line for one.
Here he is coming in. He's already been hit. Obviously, a little NBA action here today, Larry.
What'd he touch him with? That's what I want. He didn't hit him any harder than Ali hit Liston in the second fight. 3-point play for Rod Say, and we are tied.
There it is again. Jackson having trouble controlling the dribble.
Goes inside to Horn. Horn, fade away, not there. Rebound, Hollywood Christian. They certainly have the momentum on their side at the moment. Say on the follow. No, we've got a foul on the rebound. It'll either be Say or it could be Felder. Nope, Rod Say gets the call, his second. So Rod Say, Alex Tatum, Harry Kennedy, all 2 fouls for Hollywood Christian. Kevin Horn has 2 for Malone.
Coming in right over the back. He caught Jackson's arm there. Jackson had a shot at the rebound, and Say caught him.
Ron Jackson at the line.
Right now, though, Hollywood Christian playing very good defense, stepping in, really forcing Malone away from the basket. And Malone making some mistakes with turnovers. Hollywood Christian glad to run, too.
And Malone, which loves to run, has not been able to because of the offensive board work of Hollywood Christian. Rodney Jackson, 2 for 2 at the line, has the first points of the second quarter for Malone. There's Say again, Rod Say. They've got to do something about him on the Malone sideline. He's got 13. Nice move, knifing in, pretty dish. Saffold blew the layup. Saffold missed the basket entirely from 1 foot away. Turnaround on the baseline. Felder has his first points.
All inside work. Everything is penetration deep inside the lane, and they're converting every time in there now.
Tony Smith and Sanjay Lee are really getting it done. Good job there to avoid the double dribble. Lee missed the shot, and it's rebounded by Jackson. Marcus Wright would have double dribbled had he picked it up, so he had to let it go, but Lee then rushed the shot. 6 minutes to go, first half. In traffic. Somehow, Malone keeps possession. Shot missed, offensive rebound, and put back for Rodney Jackson. Rodney Jackson has 13 points and 7 rebounds here in the first half.
And great work there. He misses the 3, goes in, follows up his own shot, and converts the 2-pointer.
Offensive foul as Elmore drew the charge, and that will be the first foul on Marcus Wright. And Malone is starting to realize that if they can't stop the penetration, then someone's got to try to draw a charge or something to deter it.
Well, the size factor. Kevin Horn is the guy they're hoping to get some play out of inside, and he's not on the floor now, and he had a tough end of the first quarter. He started out strong with 4 points, but then missed 3 shots inside. And without Kevin Horn inside, they can't be depending on Rodney Jackson to keep Say and Wright and the rest of them, the big Felder kid, off the board.
Elmore missed the front end of the 1-and-1. It's still a tie game. Off the head of the official, deflected by Rodney Jackson of Malone. So Hollywood Christian will keep it. Sanjay Lee, you saw him there, number 5. Quick inbound, and the baseline jumper won't fall. Turnaround on the follow, no. Foul over the back by Artis Felder.
But before that, there was another offensive rebound by Sanjay Lee. So they're getting second shot opportunities over and over again. And let's take a look. Here's the missed shot by Marcus Wright. But there's Sanjay Lee with the rebound. Gets a decent shot off, but Felder puts that right hand in the back and then takes a little piece of Jason Elmore's head with him.
Now Elmore was the guy that was fouled. Hollywood Christian's trying to say, oh, okay. Someone had signaled Rod Say for the foul, 33, and that was not correct. It should have been Artis Felder, and they changed it. So good job by Ken Cannon, the coach at Hollywood Christian, to catch that mistake. And for the second straight time, Jason Elmore misses the front end of a 1-and-1. 25-25. Zager and Evans would love this game. Jump ball, possession arrow favoring Hollywood Christian. I guess I just dated myself a little bit musically. There we go. The youngster handling that possession arrow. It's a very important job. Felder rattles out. Rebound is controlled by Malone's Chris Davis. Davis with a terrible bounce pass on a 3-on-1. Gives it back to Hollywood Christian. Jumper is good. It'll be in a foul. Offensive foul after the basket. It'll count for Tony Smith. And then we'll go the other way for a 1-and-1.
Let's see if he releases the ball here. Jackson sets up. Oh, very close play there.
They took the basket away.
They did take it away.
I thought it would count. It did not. Elmore. Bounce pass. Davis three-pointer not there. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Off Hollywood Christian. They say Say touched it last, not Marcus Williams, who was trying to save it. And we have a timeout on the floor here in the Florida Class 1A championship game. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go, opening half. And it's Hollywood Christian and Malone tied at 25. Well, Hollywood Christian tied with Malone at 25, but they have a bit of a problem. Rod Say there, one of their standout players, having a terrific first half with 13 points, 3 rebounds. But he has 2 personal fouls, as do Harry Kennedy, Tony Smith, and Alex Tatum. 4 players with 2 fouls each.
Say the real key there, though, because he's been setting up the inside game for him so beautifully and running the court well.
There's a travel, stepping in, Chris Davis, disrupting Tony Smith, who had started to run out. Smith thought he was pushed, but the call is a travel.
Well, he does move his pivot foot before he gets the ball released.
Sanjay Lee, my correction. Another offensive rebound and putback for Rodney Jackson.
After a missed 3 again. That's the second time he's followed that shot up.
Jackson's having a great first half. Say, turnaround, no. A good rebound by Jackson once again. He's going to have a double-double in the first half. Wide open 3, Davis won't fall for him. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Jackson. Will go to Hollywood Christian.
Both teams doing a lot of running, a lot of shooting, but not much scoring for this fast-paced game.
Especially here in the second quarter. It was 21-18 at the end of the quarter. It is 7-6 Hollywood Christian in the second. There's a travel. A little shuffle of the feet by Sanjay Lee before he put the ball on the floor. Malone's missed its last 7 3-point attempts.
Since Tracy Benton hit those first 2, and then we saw 1 out of Rodney Jackson, that's been it.
Bounce pass somehow got through traffic to Saffold. Nice job. Saffold has 4, his first basket, to go with a couple of free throws. Malone's lead back to 4. That doesn't last long as Marcus Wright drives in for a bucket.
Wright and Say, both very athletic on this Hollywood Christian team. Probably the 2 best athletes out on the floor, along with Jackson, probably.
Rodney Jackson's just a junior. I have a feeling we'll see him here next year. Three-pointer crawls in for Rodney Jackson. He's got 18 points.
And he didn't bother following that one up. He was falling back to half court as he let go of that one.
Foul called against Malone. That's on Chris Davis. Still not a 1-and-1 situation. Only the 5th foul on Malone, compared to 11 called against Hollywood Christian. But Hollywood Christian is playing much more aggressively on defense and on the offensive boards, and sometimes you'll get more fouls because of that. In and out. Wright thought it was down, but the rebound comes to Malone. Davis. There's Jackson in the corner, not there this time. Right off his foot. That'll be a backcourt violation against Hollywood Christian.
Here's Rodney Jackson. He's been following up his threes. This time, though, no need to. Takes a second look and drops in. And he's already back to half court. He knows that one was going in, eventually.
He also knew he was not going to do anything about it.
Not from out there where he was shooting.
2:30 to go, first half. Malone by 5 with the basketball. There's Jackson in the corner, driving in. Shot short, rebounded by Marcus Wright. See, will they count it? The foul's on Malone, the basket. We're waiting to find out.
Goal by Tony Smith.
Tony Smith pulls up.
Number 25, Chris Davis.
Gets hammered by Davis and drops it in.
And it will count.
Smith at the line for one.
Tony Smith's first points of the game, and he has a chance to make it a 3-point play. 2 fouls on Davis. And Benton checks back into the lineup for Malone. Smith, who had missed 2 free throws in the first quarter, makes that one. He has 3. And Hollywood Christian back to within a deuce. Malone needs to get someone other than Jackson active offensively, but not on that possession. Kennedy for 3, not there. Benton with a rebound.
Well, with Kevin Horn sitting on the bench, they haven't even looked to go inside.
They've hardly looked for anyone else. Rodney Jackson with 18 of their 32, including 9 of the 11 this quarter. Air ball from 3-point range. Shot up there by Marcus Williams. On the run, Hollywood Christian. The shot won't fall for Marcus Wright, and Malone has it again with 1:30 to go in the half. Benton, the 3-point man, drives in, fakes, misses the jumper. Gets an offensive rebound. Saffold for 3, no. And we got a foul on the rebound on Marcus Williams.
Well, Malone not bashful throwing up the threes, even though they haven't been hitting many of them lately. They keep throwing them up there.
And they'll shoot a 1-and-1 the other way for Hollywood Christian with a chance to tie the game at the free throw line.
Really, the only second shots that they've created are the 2 Jackson misses off the 3-pointers that he followed up. There's been very little on the offensive boards, very little rebounding at all from Malone at this point.
Kennedy misses the 1-and-1. Lane violation is called against Malone, so the missed free throw no longer counts. And Kennedy gets another chance at the front end of a 1-and-1. That one rattles in. First point of the game for Harry Kennedy. Averages 14. Good outside shooter. This to tie the ball game, and does with 1:13 left in the first half. Driving in, jumper no good. Foul on the rebound. That'll be on Otha Saffold. Saffold's first personal foul, and Malone A lot of one-on-one offense followed by fouls.
Really doing a lot of fouling, very little rebounding. The only way they're getting to the boards, they're moving the Hollywood Christian people out. John Ellerby not very happy, I'm sure, with what's transpired here over the last few minutes. Both times his team built a 9-point lead early, then built it back up to about 5-7 points, and saw it go by the wayside because of poor rebounding and some shot selection very questionable.
Alex Tatum off the rim, no good, rebounded by Benton. And let's see how they play it, if they'll back it off and hold for one. Just knocked away by Sanjay Lee. Drives in, makes the shot.
Third time Lee has pulled off a steal. Twice he had picked Rodney Jackson's pocket.
Tackled in trouble. Finally a foul is called. It'll be on Lee, his second. For Hollywood Christian, now they've got 5 players with 2 each, but no one who's picked up the third.
Hollywood Christian has played very good defense since about the first 3 minutes of the game. They really tightened things up on Malone.
Hollywood Christian leads by 2 with 23.7 seconds left to go here in the opening half. Saffold 2 for 3 at the line. And he hits the front end. It's a relatively young Malone team, only 2 seniors in their top 6. Horn and Jackson, both juniors, will be back, as will Elmore and Chris Davis. Benton is the senior, as is Saffold at the line right now. He makes the other one. Saffold 4 for 5 at the line. We are tied in the closing seconds of the first half. Top of the key jumper is good. It's a 2-pointer for Marcus Wright. And no shot attempt gets off in time, as Malone did not have a chance to get it up the floor quickly enough. So we go to the intermission at halftime of the 1A state final. It's Hollywood Christian with a 2-point lead as we take timeout. 36-34 our score here at halftime. Hollywood Christian leading Malone. And this was really a tale of 2 ball games in the opening half. Malone, for the first 6 minutes, really dominated. They were very quick and aggressive offensively, but things changed for Hollywood Christian late in the opening quarter.
Hollywood Christian looked like they might have been a little nervous early on, getting into the flow of the game, but the very end of the quarter, they ran off 6 points at the end of the quarter, got them within 3, and then hung in there the rest of the way and have been there the rest of the way, mostly working on the inside, getting the ball inside. Sanjay Lee, Rod Say working the boards and cashing in on the rebound.
Let's take a look at the first half numbers here, as you see between Hollywood Christian and Malone. 2-point game, very even, but the Hollywood shooting's been excellent lately.
Hollywood again doing the work inside. Malone getting all its work out of Rodney Jackson. Early on, a couple buckets out of Benton, a couple buckets out of Kevin Horn, but then it was all Rodney Jackson. Other than a Saffold follow-up, Rodney Jackson did all the scoring after the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
And Jackson already with a double-double. He averages 5 rebounds a game and 16 points. He's exceeded both totals. But then you go to Benton and Horn with 3. They cannot survive, I don't believe, if Kevin Horn has 4 points, 3 rebounds in the second half.
Yeah, he's their big man, and they need to get some help on him. He got a little frustrated at the end of the first quarter, missed a couple inside chippies, and really has not shown up offensively since.
Malone on the offensive end, and it's blocked, and a foul on Rod Say, and he picks up his 3rd foul in the opening 10 seconds of the second half.
Very important move right there, because Rod Say has really been the catalyst both offensively and defensively. He made a couple steals, and now big decision right away, and there is no decision. It looks like he'll be coming out. Ken Cannon's going to remove him immediately.
And Alex Tatum, who also has 2 fouls, will check in, but Say was gave him such a lift offensively, and they'll lose that now as Say sits down. Say had 22 points, 11 rebounds in the semi. And there's the win. Hollywood Christian beat Tampa Bayshore Christian by 11. Malone beat Wymore Career School out of Eatonville by 19. Just ran away from him. Jackson with 20 as he makes both free throws. He's 4 for 4 at the line, and we are tied at 36. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound fought for. Jackson can't control. He's asking for a call over the back against Marcus Wright, but they're just hustling for the ball. Not much physical contact at all, and Hollywood Christian keeps it under the basket. Another three for Kennedy. He misses that one as well. He can't find the range tonight.
Malone setting up in the zone, wanting to see if Christian setting up in the zone, wanting to see if Malone can hit the outside shot. They weren't able to do it.
Nice move. Horn missed another in-close shot. Ball is lost by Marcus Wright. Marcus Wright really doesn't need to be handling the ball on the open floor. That's about the 4th time he's done that.
Much better inside. He's made that 10-12 footer once he gets the ball on the baseline, and that's where they need to move him. Malone going to the zone, wanting to see him drop it, and there it is.
Wright with the three-pointer. He's got 11, and Hollywood Christian has a 3-point lead. Elmore right around one man by the peck of Horn and gets a layup. Jason Elmore with a nice move and got a pick from Kevin Horn in the process.
Finally, some offensive help for Rodney Jackson.
Lee, right baseline, knocked out of bounds by Rodney Jackson. It's amazing, Rodney Jackson. It's a do thing. What he has carved into the back of his head. Offensive rebound and put in by Tony Smith. Maybe the shortest guy on the floor, but he gets the offensive board. Back to a 3-point lead for Hollywood. Horn tried to force it up. And a bounce pass is taken away by Jackson. Horn again lost the handle, and we got a foul call.
Kevin Horn even looking a little frustrated at this point, hanging his head a little bit, wondering what's going on, and he needs to get his head back into the game. That's John Ellerby's job, to help get him back into this ball game now, because right now things aren't going very well for him. This is a guy who's used to scoring easily inside, and it's not happening tonight for him at all.
Horn averages 20 a game. Saffold almost lost it, now takes the baseline jumper and hits it. Otha Saffold, he's got 8. And we're back to a 1-point game. Tony Smith moves in. We got a foul. That'll be on Benton.
Hollywood Christian has made the commitment to shoot the threes against the zone. And obviously with Rod Say out of their inside, they can't do the same kind of work inside that they were doing with he and Lee inside one after another, grabbing the offensive rebounds, setting up inside for those easy layups.
Benton sits down with his second personal foul. Chris Davis back in for Malone. And Tony Smith gets the first one to fall. Smith now 2 for 5 at the free throw line. Horn got the rebound. And a 2-pointer can tie it for Malone. Jackson through the traffic, misses the shot. Zonjay Lee rebounds. Lee drives in, no good. Saffold at good position, but an offensive rebound put back by Artish Felder.
And there's some more help on the inside that they needed with Rod Say out on the bench.
They're so much deeper up front. They've got 5 or 6 guys in the 6'4", 6'5" range who can come in and get some offensive rebounds. Jackson rebounds his own missed 3, and then he's fouled out of frustration by Tony Smith, who picks up his 3rd personal. And the fouls again adding up for Hollywood Christian. They've gotten 3 fouls in the 3rd quarter each. The 3rd foul of the game for the player who picked it up. Davis drives in, pulls up for the awkward-looking jumper, but it went in. Davis's first point. There's Kennedy again missing. Rebounded by Marcus Wright. Wright goes in for the free throw line jumper.
Kennedy not bashful throwing up that three. That's 3 this quarter. None really close yet. But if they're going to play that zone, I guess his job is to keep putting it up.
He averages 14 a game. He has scored 2 today. Shot is missed. Rebounded by Hollywood Christian. They lead by 4 with the ball. Looking for their biggest lead of the game as we near the midway point of the third quarter. Wright will take the baseline 3 and hits it.
Marcus Wright has stepped up nicely. Rod Say, who really was the catalyst on offense, out of the game. Marcus Wright steps right in and picks up where Say left off.
He has 8 this quarter. Elmore, nice move, gets open. Saffold wide open, misses the 3, and it's rebounded by Wright. Wright tied up by Jackson. Arrow favors Hollywood Christian.
Once again, though, Rodney Jackson slicing in there, finding his way to the boards. The guy's, not only is he only 5'11", but he's only about 150 pounds. It's not like he's pushing his weight around inside.
We have 3:45 to go in the third quarter of the 1A state final. Hollywood Christian is up. (49-42), Hollywood Christian on top by 7. It's their biggest lead of the ball game. And they've got the ball here. You see, they've dominated the boards early in the second half. They've also gotten some outside shooting from Marcus Wright, who's hit a pair of 3s this quarter. Harry Kennedy knocked loose from him. Loose ball scrambled for, and Malone comes away with it. Smith really Kennedy having a really tough game. There's Horn, misses again. Rebounded by Elmore, who puts it in.
Horn kept that alive, so he helped out there even though he missed the shot. Big bucket there for Malone because they had dropped to a 7-point lead. First time they really were in a position to start falling out of the game.
Sanjay Lee with the offensive rebound, and he was fouled by Jackson. First foul on Rodney Jackson, as active as he's been on the board. He has only committed 1 personal foul, and that is the 9th rebound for Sanjay Lee, 6'2" senior.
Hollywood Christian really banging the boards very hard, and they're making it pay off here.
Sanjay Lee at the line for 2.
First free throw misses for Lee. He averages 22 points, 6 rebounds a game. You see, he's close to a double-double. And now he's a little closer. Had 18 points, 10 rebounds in the semifinal. 6-point Hollywood Christian lead. Davis, top of the key, 3-pointer, and it's an air ball. Grabbed down by Lee for his 10th rebound of the game. Lee drives, fouled on the way in, won't fall.
Not a good decision by Chris Davis there. Chris Davis got a little pressure on him. The ball comes the other way after he misses the 3, and there's your man again. Sanjay Lee taking it to the basket, making things happen underneath there, but the 3-pointer, the miss, really got things started for that fast break.
And Lee now has his double-double. Six for 10 at the line in the semifinal. Misses the second one. Rebound knocked loose. Kennedy knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Malone ball. So Hollywood Christian by 7, 2:45 to go, third quarter. Malone hasn't gotten much out of Rodney Jackson this quarter. There's Saffold for 3, won't get it. Rebound knocked wide by Harry Kennedy, and a foul is called on the rebound. And down on the ground is Rodney Jackson.
Foul is on number 25, Chris Davis. His third, team fourth.
Right there, Harry Kennedy sort of scrapes his hands across the face there.
And early in that replay, you may have seen Chris Davis, number 25, got his hand right in the face on the rebound. That was the foul. The first one that occurred was the one that was called. And so the foul is on Malone. It will be Hollywood Christian ball with a 7-point lead when we continue. But hopefully Rodney Jackson didn't get it in the eye. But you can see those hands just come raking down right on his face. Benton will check back in for Malone. He hit those 2 threes early and has not been heard from much since.
Malone just doesn't have anywhere to get the points from. And if Rodney Jackson is stopped as he has been so far, they've got to get some help either out of Horn, either Benton needs to start hitting again. Saffold has been throwing up the 3-pointers but not hitting them. Right now, just not much in the way of scoring firepower for Malone.
2 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the third quarter as Rodney Jackson will leave the game. We would assume temporarily. And we're just about set to continue with Hollywood Christian trying to add to their lead. 7 is their biggest lead. They've had it on 2 occasions. Sanjay lead in there along with Harry Kennedy, Felder. And a travel is called on Lee. "14 turnovers on Hollywood Christian. Malone has 10. Let's see what kind of offense Malone gets going without Jackson. Well, one-on-one offense. Collision on the rebound. No call. Malone keeps it. Davis misses the 3. Rebound by Elmore. Won't go, and it's finally taken by Tony Smith. So Hollywood Christian gave Malone 3 shots at it, but Malone did not score. Smith driving through, and a foul is called on Kevin Horn. That's his 3rd.
Malone just can't find the basket. They're getting shots. It's not like they're turning it over. They're getting shots every time down the floor, more than one sometimes, but they just cannot get it done. And from Hollywood Christian's standpoint, they've got to feel pretty good. They've opened this lead with Rod Say sitting on the bench.
There's a foul. That'll be on Tracy Benton, his 3rd. And from now on, it'll be a 1-on-1 opportunity for Hollywood Christian. Fouls were mostly on Christian in the first half, but Malone has picked up 6 this quarter, only 3 on Hollywood. Kennedy finally hits one. He's been shooting over and over again. That is a 2-pointer, not a 3, but it's a 9-point Hollywood Christian lead. Harry Kennedy averages 14. He now has 4.
That is the biggest lead of the game now for either team. Malone had opened up a 9-point lead very early in the game. But right now, Rodney Jackson comes in and he needs to either get some firepower going himself, or they need to find somebody who can get some points on the board and do it fairly quickly here.
Jackson fires the 3, top of the key.
That's as quick as you want it, Larry.
I'm back. And Smith answers. Here we go. Get the guns out. The shootout is underway. Jackson and Smith back-to-back 3-pointers. Inside knock loose. Benton saves for Malone. Rodney Jackson. Awkward 3-pointer. He was fouled by Wright. He'll shoot 3.
Rodney Jackson cleared up his vision, came down, popped the 3, and ready to get back into the offensive flow again.
He is the offensive flow.
Yeah, that is it.
Malone with 47 points. When Jackson makes the first of these 3, whichever one he makes, I'm sure he'll make at least 1. He'll have exactly half his team's points. Like I said, I'm sure he'll make 1. See?
There you go, and now you're about to say he'll have more than half the points if he hits this one.
I'm not going to bring it up. 24 out of his team's 48. Hollywood Christian leads by 8. 1 out of 3 for Jackson, who had hit his first 4 free throws. Hollywood Christian takes it offensive end, looking for a double-digit lead. Right wing, Sanjay Lee hits. A little tangled up on the floor, nothing serious. Sanjay Lee has a dozen, and Hollywood Christian leads by 10. Less than a minute to go, third quarter. Turned over. Smith drives in, he walked with it. Had a man on the left wing. Didn't give it up, turned it over instead. That's 15 turnovers for the challengers. Elmore drives through, got away with a step, missed the shot. Ball knocked out of bounds by Artis Felder. And Malone will inbound offensive end. 33 seconds left in the quarter. Jackson open for three, got it.
Sweet shot again, inside and outside. He's done it all night.
Rodney Jackson has 27. Malone still trails by 7. Hollywood Christian will try to hold for the last shot. Driving in right, nice pass. Layup is missed. Rebound knocked out of bounds off Elmore. And Hollywood Christian keeps with 6.7 to go, but Felder missed the layup after a great pass from Wright. Sanjay Lee fakes, puts up the 2, not there. Tip, it rolls out. And the long pass was broken up by Kennedy, and that puts an end to the third quarter of the Class 1A state championship game. We've got 8 minutes to go. Hollywood Christian leads Malone by 7 here on Sports Channel. Hollywood Christian looking for a state title. They lost in the semis a year ago, but strong second and third periods have helped them come back from trailing at one point, 21-12, to leading by 7 as we begin the fourth quarter. Jackson for 3. Help.
What a show by Rodney Jackson.
And it's a 4-point game. Right. No. Rebound fought for. Saved by Sanjay Lee. Knifes through, misses the shot. Gets his own rebound. Elmore takes it away from him.
And what's Jackson got now, Larry? Is it 5, 6 threes already?
30 points. He's made 5 3-pointers. Knocked away from Jackson. Stolen by Tony Smith. Smith has it taken right back.
Rodney Jackson has been all over this court, whether it's good, whether it's bad, everything that's happened. He's been on the boards. And there he goes again.
Block.
Rodney Jackson, a one-man show, has taken over here. Throws it up. Really was not even set and squared up. Had the ball stolen, but then himself goes in and takes it away from Tony Smith, heads the other way. And the end of that series, he was driving into the lane and gets fouled again.
Jackson is 5 from 7 at the line. Missed 2 out of 3 his last trip. There you see the numbers on Rodney Jackson. Again, the question is he going to get any help over the final 7 minutes?
Is he going to get tired? Is the question, because he's used an awful lot of energy doing everything on both ends of the court.
31 points for Jackson. Hollywood Christian's lead, which was 10, down to 3 as Malone has scored 7 in a row. Marcus Wright in the lane, hits the jumper, it rattles home, he's got 18.
Marcus Wright has come up very big in the second half for Hollywood Christian when they needed some offense.
Elmore tried to get it to Horn, foul over the back on Say. He has 4. Rod Say just hasn't been able to stay on the floor long enough to have an impact since early in this game when he had 13 first half points.
He had 2 fouls at halftime very early in the third quarter. First minute of play, he gets his 3rd foul. Minute and 20 of the fourth quarter, picks up the 4th, has to sit again.
Backdoor cut. Davis lays it in. And timeout is called. Timeout for Hollywood Christian, as Malone has made it a 3-point game with 6:30 to go in the Florida 1A title game. Rodney Jackson with 31. His teammates have combined for 26. But he has kept Malone in this game against Hollywood Christian. 6.5 minutes left. Kennedy drives, well covered, gets the shot off and hits it. Harry Kennedy has 6. Maybe he's warming up after a very cold first 3 periods. Davis, inside Horn, blocked with authority by Tatum. Davis misses, Horn puts it back, blocked. And the rebound goes out of bounds to Hollywood Christian. It's been that kind of night for Kevin Horn. 20 points, 7 rebounds a game on the year, has just 4.
Kevin Horn still has not gotten into the flow, and starting to get a little late for him to get into it since we're 5.5 minutes away from ending this thing. Tony
Smith with his second 3-pointer. He's got a dozen, and the lead shoots up to 8. And that'll be a foul on Smith. That's his 4th personal. And that will send Chris Davis to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. That's 2 key players now, Smith and Say, both with fourth foul on them. But they've gotten some decent play off the bench. Artis Felder came in and did a pretty good job on the boards, at least held his own while Say was out. Alex Tatum has played well, even though he hasn't scored. Played good defense. And then little 1-and-1 is good for Davis. He has 5 points. Second one's not there. Hollywood Christian by 7 with the basketball inside. 5.5 to go. Sanjay Lee had it knocked away from him, and finally stolen by Elmore. Dave Jackson blocked from behind. It'll be a 3-shot foul as Harry Kennedy reached over the back and tried to swat it away. We had seen Rodney Jackson serving as a point guard, bringing the ball up and setting things up early. Lost the ball a couple times. Now it's exclusively Chris Davis, so they can free Rodney Jackson to get open for these 3-pointers or whatever else he wants to create offensively. And Kevin Horn, who hasn't been a threat to score, has become a threat to pick. And he's been setting some picks with authority. Jackson gets 3 chances, makes the first one. 5 for 11 3-point range, 7 for 11 at the 1-point range. Now 2 out of 3 this time. Jackson has 35. Rather 33. Sanjay Lee hits and he's fouled. Every time Malone gets close, Hollywood Christian answers. Hollywood Christian again broke the pressure. Nice pass on into Sanjay Lee. Marcus Wright with the nice pass. They handled the pressure. Malone had come up, started to apply a little at half court, but once they spread out that deep, boom, they went right down the entry pass and the nice bucket. And he misses the free throw. So it's a 7-point lead, less than 5 minutes to go in the 1A title game. Saffold, nice move to get free, missed the shot. Kennedy rebounds. And finally a foul is called. That took a long time as Kennedy was kind of triple teamed and spinning and weaving, trying to get out of it.
You're waiting for one of those sharp elbows of his to land somewhere.
It's 3 fouls on Rodney Jackson. John Ellerby looking up at the clock. Still a long way to go in this game, 4:35. And Kennedy will go to the line where has made both of his attempts. 6'5" senior. Kennedy now with 8. And the lead is back up to 9. Elmore for 3. Air ball. Hollywood Christian on the fast break. Sanjay Lee thought about dunking it, instead softly drops it in. He has 16. The lead is 11. John Ellerby wants timeout and gets it just before Davis walked with the ball, and will take timeout as well. 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the 1A title game. Hollywood Christian, on another one of its runs, has stretched it out to an 11-point lead. I wonder if he knows whose side he's rooting for. He's rooting for more food.
Looks like baby Buddha there.
There you go. .405 left. And it's an 11-point game, and for Malone, the same problem that they've had throughout this game remains, and that is getting help for Rodney Jackson on the offensive end, so there are more threats to score. Jackson has more than half his team's points. And with 4 minutes to go, Davis drives in, lost control of it, and turned it over. And Malone drops back defensively. Let's see how Hollywood Christian plays it with an 11-point lead. They look like they may spread it out a little bit. Wright pulls up, free throw line jumper won't fall. Rebound grab. Tatum went high and put it back in. Great effort by the 6'5" junior Alex Tatum. First points of the game for Tatum, and the biggest lead of the game for Christian at 13. Inside, they tried to get it to Horn, and it's knocked away. But Alex Tatum has really been a fine player tonight without great numbers.
There he is, finding position, circles around Rodney Jackson, pulls the board, goes up between the arms, and drops it back in. And Hollywood Christian, a few more weapons right now.
Kevin Horn finally gets his second field goal of the game, his first field goal since the first quarter. Kennedy on the right wing. There's Wright. Tatum, no call, it goes in. Alex Tatum has had to fill a role with Rod Say played with foul trouble, and now he's doing it with 4 fourth quarter points. Saffold hits the 3. He's got 11. As Wright turning it over. Jackson will take 3, no. Gets his own rebound.
4. Jackson decides, I'll try for 3 from here. Waits for it, goes back in. Kennedy, a little out of position, tried to draw the charge, couldn't do it though.
And it could be a 7-point game if Jackson can finish the 3-point play. What a game for that young man, a 5'11" junior. Misses the free throw, it's rebounded by Tatum. And now a foul in the backcourt against Elmore. It'll be his second foul. And Hollywood Christian starting to think a little bit about that clock. wanting to make sure that they don't rush anything too much. They are 2 minutes, 26 seconds from a title with an 8-point lead in the state championship game. Artis Felder hits the first one.
Felder and Tatum, both off the bench, have been very, very good role players. Came in, added some offense, hit the boards, and they've really supplemented the great work by Smith and Lee and Say and Marcus Wright, whereas Malone has not gotten a lot of help for anybody other than Rodney Jackson.
And they've provided good defense inside that has kept Malone from the inside scoring game, with Horn having just 6. There's Rodney Jackson, goes back to Davis for a three-pointer, not there. Horn rebounds, short jumper, good.
They could have used that about 18 minutes ago, Larry.
They'll take it now with 7 minutes to go, and it's turned over by Hollywood Christian. Elmore almost lost it, got it back to Davis. Saffold for 3. Ooh, that would have really helped them, but Davis puts it in.
2 big possessions in a row. They kept digging, and now they've cut the lead down to 5.
And a foul by Elmore, and it'll be a 1-and-1 shooting situation for Hollywood Christian. With 1:48 on the clock, we've got a 5-point game.
Hollywood Christian's going to have to make some free throws down the stretch. That's obvious now. They had that nice cushion of 9, 10, 11 points, but now that it's been cut down to 5, you're looking at 2 possessions away from tying this game up.
It'll be Marcus Wright at the line. He's their leading scorer in this game, but he has not attempted a free throw so far. That is about to change. And he makes it. 6-point game. That's still just 2 possessions. Long way from being over with 1:48 on the clock. That does a little more damage to Malone's comeback hopes. 20 points for Marcus Wright. Davis for 3. No, sir. Rebound Tatum.
Davis has
threw it away. Davis, no. Kennedy rebounds. He's fouled. Oh, no. Jump ball. Jump ball. The arrow favors Hollywood Christian, as Kennedy got the rebound, and Davis went right around him to tie it up.
Davis has not hit that 3 all night long. He keeps putting it up there, but he's not getting it down. Finally, we see Rod Say back in the game. I thought we'd see him maybe a little sooner than this, but he's in there for the final minute 35 and keep away from his 5th foul.
Inbounded, knocked away by Davis. 1:34 on the clock, and Hollywood Christian having trouble getting the ball inbounded. Finally due to Wright, and gets it back to Smith. There's Say, 2 on. So Jackson has 4 fouls, and Tony Smith will go to the line for a 1-and-1 chance with a 7-point lead.
Tony Smith at the line, shooting 1+.
John Ellerby won the state title in '91. Free throw no good, rebounded by Zanjay Lee.
Big one there, because now they're still 3 possessions down, minute 23 left.
Nice pass, Say slams it home.
Says, I'm back. Welcome back to the ball game after sitting a lot of the 3rd and 4th quarter.
First point since halftime for Rod Say. And a foul will be called on Hollywood Christian, as I think Tony Smith ran over a pick. Tony Smith fouls out.
Ken Cannon can't be very happy about that. He wants that clock to keep running now. He's got a 9-point lead. Instead, they get to stop the clock. Malone, if it scores, can set up its pressure, won't have to waste a timeout.
And Tony Smith, probably his best ball handler, picks up his 5th personal foul. But Tony Smith will sit down. Tatum will come back in, so it will be a taller Hollywood Christian lineup, so they may not be able to go through the pressure, but perhaps they'll try to go over it. Smith fouled out with 12 points, but he missed the front end of that last 1-and-1. Just 4 free throws on the night. First one is good for Kevin Horn, who needs 1 more to hit double digits. And Hollywood Christian calls a timeout. 1 minute, 9 seconds left in the championship game. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll go down the stretch with Hollywood Christian and Malone. Well, Malone is down by 8. 69 seconds left on the clock. Hollywood Christian trying to win the state championship for the first time. Malone has 8 titles, but for most of these kids, they have none. Rebound knocked away from Say, grabbed by Zanjay Lee. Foul is called on Kevin Horn. That'll be 4 on Horn.
They had Lee schooled, though, because he was trying to call timeout as 3 different Malone players grabbed his arms, so he couldn't even signal for the timeout, even if he wanted it.
Zanjay Lee had 10 rebounds in the semifinals. He has 14 tonight.
Very well-balanced team, Hollywood Christian. They've got a lot of contributions out of players. Marcus Wright took over for a while. Say was big early. Lee and Smith have been big the entire game. Kennedy chipped in with some points. I mean, they've really spread it around very nicely.
The three-point shooter, Tracy Benton, checks in for Jason Elmore. Zanjay Lee, front end, hits it. Lee has 17 to go with 14 rebounds. Given 18. It's a 10-point game with 1:05 to go. Saffel, not there. Rebounded by Wright. Tatum trying to run the break, and he's fouled by Benton. That's 4 on Benton. Just about everyone in the game now has 4 fouls. It's starting to get to that point. Right now with a double-double as he grabbed his 10th rebound. And Tatum will go to the free throw line with a 10-point lead and 54.1 left on the clock.
Remember that 25-25 score very early, Larry?
No.
Hollywood Christian has picked it up, gotten close to what they usually average, around 85, 86 a game, because they've been able to move up and down the court quite easily and score very quickly.
Of course, now they're being fouled and going to the line with no time running off the clock at all. Second one not there. Zanjay Lee rebounded. He was tied up, and the arrow favors Malone. Ken Cannon starting to think a little more positively about his chances of holding on to this lead and winning that title. Jackson knocked away by Kennedy. Foul called on Kennedy. They'll give him 3 free throws.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen a player get to shoot 3 free throws 3 times in a game. You see it once, twice a game for a team usually, but not 3 times on the same guy.
That's really unusual. You're right. Kennedy heads to the sidelines with 8 points, 5 fouls. Still 47.9 on the clock, and Rodney Jackson goes to the line with a chance to make it an 8-point game again. And Kevin Reamer will check in. Reamer listed at 5'7". He's a sophomore, and he's in the final minute of the state championship game. What a thrill. Jackson missed the first one. He's missed his last 2 free throws. 6 free throws on the day, missed by Jackson. He's also made 9 for 15 as he eyes the basket. Give him 10, give him 37 points on the day. And Hollywood Christian beats the press. Say lost the handle. Trailing it, Zanjay Lee put it in. He's got 20, less than 40 seconds to go, and it's an 11-point game. Jackson turns it over, and that may just make it impossible for Malone here in the closing 36 seconds. Lee gets it to Wright. Right, dishes off to Tatum, who dunks it, and he's fouled. It will count, and the state championship trophy is going to be headed south on I-75.
A little icing on the cake for Hollywood Christian. Marcus Wright, beautiful no-look pass, and Tatum on down, start heading home with the state title.
Tatum to be at the line for one.
Ken Cannon feeling pretty good about it all right now.
Charles Davis enters the title lineup.
And Charles Davis will check in. Charles is a big one.
Leland Smith into the starting lineup.
And Malone is clearing out the bench. John Ellerby with 27 seconds left, letting everyone get into the game. There you see Charles Smith.
Williams into the starting lineup.
Marcus Williams also checking in. Raymond Smith, who had not had a chance to play, along with Jacket Smith. And Hollywood Christian doing the same thing as they check in. Jeff Bullock. And also getting ready to check in will be Austin Egler. "27 seconds, 13-point lead, and a free throw coming for Alex Tatum, who's one of the unsung heroes of this effort, the way he played in place of Rod Say in the third and fourth quarters. He has scored 8 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, blocked at least 2 shots, and played very good defense inside on Kevin Horn, who never got into this game.
Really helped shut down Kevin Horn. That may have been his biggest contribution.
Long pass, Charles Davis could not control, kicks it out. There he gets the rebound. Oh, he's fouled, he'll go to the line. Charles Davis will go to the free throw line for Malone.
Ken Cannon starting to celebrate Charles Davis, a big presence inside. When he got the ball, he was just trying to find his way to the basket.
And he'll make his way to the basket.
Charles Davis at the line, shooting 2.
Malone, the state champ in '91. Davis was a major member of that team, as was Saffold. Most of the other guys are pretty much newcomers. They were probably JV players then, or guys on the bench who didn't get in. So for them, their first real shot at a state title they would feel a part of more directly, and it's not going to happen for them. As the final seconds run down, and it's turned over by a very excited Kevin Reamer. 3.5 seconds left to go. And after Malone inbounds it, they can start officially celebrating for the challengers of Hollywood Christian High School. The three-pointer would have counted had it gone, but it did not. Ken Cannon shakes hands with John Ellerby. Hollywood Christian goes to 31-3 as they take the Florida Class 1A state championship after spotting Malone 9 points early on. They did it with defense, particularly on Kevin Horn.
And great balance. They were able to get offensive help out of their entire lineup. And really, we saw Rodney Jackson. If he had not had a spectacular evening, Hollywood Christian would have really run away with this game as they got going and got in the flow after the first quarter of play.
Zonjay Lee had 20, Marcus Wright 20, Tony Smith a dozen, Say had 15, 8 each for Kennedy and Tatum. That's the balance we were talking about for Hollywood Christian as they win the Florida Class 1A championship. Well, we hope you enjoyed it, and we thank you for joining us here at the Leon County Civic Center in Tallahassee for the Florida Class 1A state championship game. I'm Larry Vitale saying so long for David Sturton, our entire Sports Channel crew. Again, the final score, Hollywood Christian 88, Malone 75. Congratulations to the state champs.